Welcome to me and my Golf TV. It's Thursday, that means it's time for my swing analysis. And Andy, what's happened to the 10th tee? There's a building on it.
Yes, we're at Quest Golf Academy with Rick Shiels. Hopefully you know him by now, and we've got Mr. Pete Finch. Thanks for joining us, guys.
Well, thank you for joining us.
Yes. No, that's fine.
We've never cleaned this base so much in our lives now that we had guests come in.
Planks of wood on the floor just so we don't bring any grass.
Yeah. Don't put any grass in here.
It's spotless. So thanks very much for coming down, and we're looking forward to creating loads of videos together today. It's going to be class.
Make sure you check out the rest of the videos we're doing. We've got a swing analysis of Pete coming up as well. But obviously, quest for the Open, okay? Yes. Pete, unfortunately, you didn't quite make it because of an injury.
Rick, I was injured.
Rick, maybe you were injured as well. No, but I thought it was a fantastic effort, but I think it would be really good for us now to talk about what you've done with your golf swing leading up to that and what you need to do with your golf swing now for next year, because you're going for it again, aren't you? Quest for Open.
So Quest for the Open was an idea that me and Pete came up with about trying to qualify for the Open. This year it unfortunately didn't quite work out. I bottled it under all the pressure of people watching, but that kind of is highlighted back in the technique of my swing as well from what we've seen. It's too inconsistent, I would say. So one of the things that I neglected a lot at the start of this year is I didn't really work on my swing enough. I kind of thought the more I played, the better I would have become. But even the top players in the world have coaching, have lessons, and that's something probably I neglected. I didn't look at my own swing and I didn't seek any other advice. Which is crazy to think, seeing it with golf coaches.
Sounds like he's plugging lessons, doesn't he? What a good thing to do.
And you put yourself on the line as well. When you do something like that, you're publicising what you do, and you're putting yourself under more pressure. But I think from that you learnt a lot from the experience. The process of going through that, you would have learnt a lot.
I think it could have gone it could have really just put me off, and I'd never have played again. Or it's made me willing to can't wait for next year. I can't wait to get better. That's what's exciting about it. And that's where, things like this really starting to excite me now. Things that I can actually really start to nail on my game. I've got 12 months now. It's the Open week right now, and we've got, I don't know when this video's going live, but it is the Open week we're filming it. Next year, I want to be there at
12 months to prep now.
12 months to get ready. I know, exactly.
I hope you do better next year.
I set my target not too high.
We'll delay the release date of this video.
Yeah, just in case. So with your game then, I think the thing we always say to people is, what was the shot that scares you the most when you're playing? What's the bad shot?
So anything that curves too much.
Okay.
I hate anything that curves too left. I draw the ball generally, and I find that I'll either curve it too far left, but the back end of that is it'll also push off to the right, and it's hard to predict which actual way it's going to go. I've got no predictable curvature.
So you know that from, obviously you use Launch Monitor as well, we've got TrackMan here we're going to do some stuff with, but you know that the path when you hit the golf ball generally is a little bit too much to the right, and that's pretty consistent, and then the face will fluctuate between the shot depending on what your hands and the rest of your body's doing to get on the target.
I manipulate the face too much, and I think I manipulate the face a lot as well. When the actual hole requires me to. So if the trouble right, I'll miss left but way left.
Okay.
And if the trouble left, I'll miss right but way right. I can't miss by little bits. And I think that's because path is too much, and I manage my face rotation. Way too heavily.
Okay, so let's watch you hit a shot, shall we? Let's get some numbers from what TrackMan says here. We'll have to step back out of the way. Is there enough room here? Of course there is. Have you ever had 4 people in here doing a video before?
No, this is the first.
There we go.
Right.
All right, so this is the normal shot that you hit. We're expecting the path to be to the right. That's not a bad shot. Bit of a push, isn't it?
Like that little push that.
Yeah.
And on another shot, that would curve back to the left.
Okay. Right, okay, so club path, and that's actually some of the numbers you were saying earlier, 5.1 degrees to the right. So 0 was the target line, 5.1 degrees to the right.
To that camera.
Yeah, absolutely. It was actually too near to that camera, wasn't it? So when we see a path like that, you can just about live with it, but I know that when you're off and on the golf course as well, controlled environment here, it can be even up to 9 degrees out to the right.
I think in fairness, I've been slightly working on my game anyway, and that number has come down, even in the last week. I think when I was looking at launch monitors just this weekend, it was like 8-9 degrees to the right. So I think I've neutralised it up a little bit more.
So it's not as simple as
you guys will come in.
There we go. So I mean, if we think about the target line is 0 degrees, if you can get the club path nearer to that 0, there's a chance of you hitting the ball a little bit straighter.
Well, the good thing then, if I could get that closer to 0, I wouldn't have to rely on the face as much. I can keep that much more neutral. I know my misses will be better.
Right.
Everyone's going to miss target. I'm just trying to miss it by a smaller amount.
Yeah, and we were talking about the golf swing, and if we look at Rick's golf swing from the sort of the front and the down the line view here, we can see that there's quite a bit of rotation in the backswing. So we see a golf club then potentially for a flexible guy like Rick and a good player maybe getting to that position at the top where he's over rotated. Maybe
I'm so glad that's on video.
we'll cut that bit.
Andy Proudman calls me an athlete.
So we can see from there generally when you're a good player with that sort of backswing position, there's a good chance that path can then be a little bit more out to the right. So with that said, what sort of things are you doing to stop that?
So personally, I'm not a massive visual and my swing type of player.
Okay.
So I don't look at my swing a great deal apart from when I'm editing videos on YouTube. But more than anything, I'm looking at delivery numbers.
Yeah.
I use GC2 or TrackMan or whatever it may be. Those delivery numbers and getting feels that would relate back to that.
Yeah.
So I'm desperately at the moment getting the sensation that I'm not rotating as heavily on the backswing.
Okay.
So I know that's a
shorter backswing then, yeah.
Shorter rotation, and then getting the sensation of the club moving out and to the left. And
Yeah.
We did a swing analysis almost 2 years ago now. When we were out in Turkey, and one of the things that we worked on there was this bottle drill and the club moving to the left. And still to this day, that is still something I think of, but I've probably become guilty of not practicing it enough.
Okay.
So that's another thought. Less rotation and actually getting the club trying to really move left. And all I'm then looking for is delivery numbers and ball flight, a more neutral ball flight.
So your ideal ball flight then, Rick, is, I mean, we've done a bit recently with Matt Fitzpatrick and Paul McGinley, and they both were looking to fade the golf ball. So to get that, obviously, we need path left, face right of path. For you, what are you looking to get?
I would love that. I would love to get anything more neutral. If it turns into a fade, happy days.
So a relatively straight.
Yeah.
I can hear him shaking his head, saying there's no chance.
Well, it's funny when we're out on the course and I say I'm going to hit a fade down here.
It's always the same. He always hits his best tee shots when he plays a fade, which is a 5-yard draw.
Yeah.
But because he's so used to seeing that shape move 20 yards
thinks
in
it's
the
a
air,
fade as well, doesn't
yeah, he thinks that's a fade.
And the thing is as well,
They're like slices to me.
and that's why we always talk about feeling real. So you might feel as though you're swinging well to the left, but in reality you're actually swinging nearer that zero number.
And it's so, it's almost stupid because we do this all day with golf coaches, and we teach our students this all day, every day. Yeah, how taking it on your own personal swing, I think it's almost a little bit trickier.
You can be too critical, I think. I've definitely found that.
That is, we've got brain full of knowledge about golf swings, and sometimes you can almost impart too much information on your own swing. So it's always nice when you get exterior thoughts off experts as well, because that helps you understand the philosophy and you're not as biased to it as well.
And this just shows the pattern between good players and, let's say, the average golfer who's at home watching. The majority of good players tend to get the club too much underneath, path to the right. They're trying to fade it, where the majority of guys at home are going to have this slice.
Yeah.
So if they're watching this, they need to do more of what you do.
Yeah, exactly. And I need to do more what they do.
More rotation. Exactly.
I look at a slicer with envy. I'm like, wow.
I want that.
How do you get that path at 8 degrees left?
Anyone's up for a swap.
If anyone would like to swap their golf swing with me, feel free to
That's exactly
West Golf Studio, Lytham.
Exactly what we're doing today, swing swapping. Right, okay, so what we're going to do, we mentioned you talked about the water bottle. Have you got another drill? You mentioned something else earlier.
One of the big things I'm again, visual and feel around the ball. So any line on the golf ball or logo, I slant it into a position that would encourage me to actively try and get the club to hit from the outside of the ball. Again, because I don't like seeing my swing massively on video and reviewing it that way. For me, it's more a visual thing that I can take out on the golf course as well, and it'll then relate back to a feeling for me.
Okay, so let's see you do one then. Let's see you do one. So we've got club path 5.1 to the right. Can we get that club path? You're going to feel it's going to be 5 left.
8 left.
8 left. Let's see what the reality is.
So on this golf ball, the line, the logo on the golf ball, you get this on most golf balls, I've actually slanted it in kind of almost closer to this camera to try and get the sensation that I'm going to move this way.
Okay.
Let's see what we get.
I just like that. Place your bets. So what have we got?
I'm not going to line anything. That would almost be the cheating way of doing it. I think sometimes if I'm out on the golf course and I absolutely need it, I change my style.
I think you've hit the nail on the head there. I mean, don't think that you shouldn't do that. If you want to actually aim right if you're a slicer to help you swing out to the right, or aim left if you're a hooker to get the ball bending to the left, then absolutely do it.
I'm going to go 3 in.
3 in.
3 in.
3 left or 3 right?
3 right.
Three right. So two.
Okay, well, that's the challenge.
So only 2 degree improvements. All right, let's see what we got.
Sensation of this. I'm going to rotate less. I'm going to move the club here.
Yeah.
There.
Right.
Feeling like a slice.
Yeah, massive.
So
I'm going to predict.
you could hit either camera here.
+1. I'm going to go +1.
+1. Ooh, I'm going to go.
Bitch, you're going to go now.
I've got faith in him. I think he's going to go -1.
I was drawing and hooking it all day long in this tournament. On the 17th hole, I tried to do a swing and I pushed it so far out, I hit a house.
Okay.
Over this camera. So it could literally go anywhere.
Number 23, Morebrook.
Yes,
Apologise for that cat you had to take to the vet.
Yeah.
Okay, exaggerate it then. Exaggerate it. Well, you've actually hit a fade.
He has. Low ball flight there.
That was a slice, was it?
That could have been the. Oh, God.
Oh, my goodness. So, we have. I'm shocked. We have a club path of 2.9 degrees to the left. That was the worst high five ever, but he's got 2.9 degrees to the left. Face is a little bit right of that, so you've actually got the face and path relationship and swap them over almost. That's amazing.
And what I always see as well is the attack angle will change.
Yeah, of course.
Because I changed the path. Normally, typically for me, whatever my path angle is to the right, it's also at the same angle up.
Yeah.
So if I'm 5 in, I'm 5 up. That was 2.9 left and 2.4 down.
Yeah.
Which I know that would hit a more predictable golf shot.
Well, you've just hit a predictable shot there because that was a beautiful little fade.
Much stronger flight as well, wasn't it?
Dramatic change in launch.
Usain Bolt.
It's just like a totally dramatic change in launch as well. So that's launch probably about.
So what it is, I just have to take bets on every tee shot.
But the thing is there, that the one thing we all say, don't forget, Rick was feeling as though he was 8 degrees to the left. He got the line on the ball, approximately 8 degrees to the left almost, and it was really feeling as though you were doing that. So feeling real, just make sure you exaggerate the change, I think is the main thing.
But what is actually quite interesting there, and joking aside, is I really, really tried to prove that I could do that when Pete said 3 degrees
That's
in. I was
amazing.
like, I'll show you. That felt like ridiculously outside twin. But it's now about how I can actually take that. I need a 12 months of practicing that. I'll be a slicer.
And we'll be richer as well because we're going to get commission from your Open tournament winners. Right, okay, look, fantastic. Okay, make sure you check out the rest of the videos we've done here. Make sure you check out, obviously, the swing analysis with Pete as well. And guys, I think from that, just exaggerate the changes and find out where you're at as well. If you want to change your golf swing, find out where you're at this one particular point in time.
Make sure you follow these guys for the quest for the Open this year.
Good luck, guys.
12 months from there. Post your comments down below, guys. Thanks for watching. Thanks for these guys for having us. See you soon.